So I decided to stay at his people house. And a blessing for his mom. His mom was not getting clean at all. I mean, my little lovey, it's okay, 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 okay. Sorry, you guys. My phone is not even staying on the right. Sorry. But hello, my love. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, mi amigos. Hello. Sorry, my lovies. Hi, hi, hi. I will be right back. I'm gonna grab something real quick. Okay, mine is looking really, 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 really bad. I don't think I want to put nothing in my hair tonight. I think it's fine. Yeah, y'all think it looks fine on me? I do look fine on me. I put just like a little bit of this, just a smidget in there, just a little bit. Why the hell can't y'all really see? Sorry, y'all. Okay, there I go. It's just so bad. Oof, maybe the day shot. Ooh, my head is itching. Ooh, should go. So bad, but I'm not gonna put a lot in my hair. Ooh, oof, oof. Hold on, you guys. Let me make sure I get you guys on here. Hi, you guys. Hello. How's everybody's Thursday night? Hello, hello, hello. Hi, my lovies. Hello. Hi. I have a question for everybody. I don't know if y'all can answer the question, but I definitely do have a question, and I want everybody to tell me what y'all think. All right? So tell me, you guys, right? And this is this question that I'm asking. Are you guys right on here? Like, is it letting you guys right on here at all? Because I know earlier it was like disabled. If you guys can't write on here, just comment down on one of my videos and just be like, no. So that way I can restart the video all over. Oh, my head is itching. This grease feels so good on my scalp. Okay. Hi. So I have a question, you guys, right? I have a question. Be real with me. Tell me what you guys think. All right. Tell me if you guys are in a relationship right now. I had that asked the question earlier, and I kind of agree with the person that was asking me the question. The question that I had got asked was, "Hi, everybody." The question that I had got asked was, wait, why you say wait? Well, it should. So the question that I had got asked was, okay, so someone is in a relationship, right? But their significant other or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever phrase or term y'all want to use, they never call them. So they said, hey, whenever I call them, I noticed that they never pick up their phone. So I'm like, okay, they could probably be busy. I didn't think much of it. So I was like, okay, well, why don't you try to call them? So she tried to call them and she got no answer. So then she asked me, did I think that he was drunk for not answering the phone? I said, well, if he's busy and he can't answer the phone, then that's different. But if he is not busy, then I don't, so maybe he don't want to talk. I don't know. But she said that she felt that she was in a odd relationship because she was like, I shouldn't have to ask him to call me and I shouldn't have to ask him, can I call him? And I said, I get it. Some people just are not phone people. They don't like talking on the phone. Some people like talking face to face, and I would rather do face to face as well because I like to see who I'm speaking to. Your body language, your energy, your aura. Just kind of get that feel from you as a person, right? And yeah, somebody said he cheating. I didn't go that far because I don't know. Is he? I don't know. I mean, that's why she said she felt a sense of uncomfortability, and I was like, because she did ask. She was like, do you think it's somebody else? I was like, I can't answer that. I can't answer something for you. Maybe he won't want to talk. I said that. I said, maybe he's just not a phone person. I was like, sometimes people don't like being on the phone. Okay, so she did say that, when they first started out, they would speak on the phone for hours. I said, okay, so when y'all first started, y'all was talking on the phone a lot. Now it kind of just completely stopped. She was like, it just completely stopped. Is it me? Is this something I'm doing? I was like, I don't think it's something you're doing. I was like, I think you just don't really talk. And she was like, that puts her in a position. She was like, because she was like, what's the point of me being with somebody when they never call me? I was like, well, I get that. I totally get that perspective. I get her side, but if he's busy, he's busy. So it's like, I don't know which way to lean. It could be a hit and run. Maybe he just want to hit. Then they've been together for a while. They've been together for a while, so it's not nothing pertaining to a hit and miss. That's what she assumed in the beginning, but she was like, they've been together for a while, so she doesn't think that that's what it is. I was like, okay, I can respect that. She just asked me, should she talk to him? I was like, well, I would. If my boyfriend didn't want to talk to me, I would feel some type of way. I'm from Norwalk. Norwalk. Oh, yeah, he on some BS. You gotta stay consistent. I'm always trying to find the good in something, as y'all always know. So I was like, okay, well, maybe he is busy. So she said that she did ask him, she's like, what is this about? No, she didn't come disrespectful. She didn't come awkward. And she did ask me to ask you guys. I said, okay, because y'all know I like to get permission before I ask anything on here. She's like, ask them what do they think? She's asking herself, well, is it another woman? I was like, I don't know. Not trying to be naive, but I don't want to say that's what it is. So I don't know. I don't, but she feels awkward. Somebody said he could be having a side room. Please. I cannot. I promise you. I can't. Norwalk, baby, Norwalk. That is her first go-to. In her mind, she's thinking, okay, well, maybe it's another woman. I don't know. Um, Personally would feel away if I'm with the man and he never calls me. Like if we first started talking in the beginning for hours on the phone and then it just completely stopped, I would feel away. So I do feel she has the right to ask, well, why has this come to a stop? What is going on? And whenever she calls him, he never picks up the phone. I was like, okay, I don't know how to. It's like I'm trying to see the good in it, but it's like can't. Like I can't right now. I've learned from experience that a lot of communication. I agree. So I was like, oh no. So in her mind, she's saying, okay, well, if she goes somewhere and he asks her, well, where are you? She was like, I'm not even gonna answer because, why do I have to answer your question, but you can answer my phone call? I was like, see, that's that tit for tat. I said, that's not gonna work. I said, because somebody's gonna get pissed. Why is he already, wait, what if he already got you? He don't get what? Got still on the phone. It's- I ignored it. Someone said, why if he already got you, he don't gotta sit on the phone for 4 hours no more. It's not that, but it's just the simple fact of whenever she calls, no matter what time it is, he never picks up the phone. Never, not one time this man does not pick up the phone for her. And he never calls her. She was like, what's the point of me being in a relationship with someone when I don't ever talk to them on the phone? That's that's weird. That is awkward. Like, I don't care if I'm dating somebody for a month and I call you. If you say, hey babe, I'm busy, let me call you back. You're communicating with me that you can't talk. You're saying, hey, let me hit you back up. And when you are free, you do hit me up. So it's in a manner of nobody saying it has to be 4 hours conversation, but the same way how he wants her location on, and it is on, he told her it's a click of a button. So it's a click of a button for a 5 minute conversation. I don't understand. So it's like, okay, you're ignoring what she wants, but she's not ignoring what you want towards her. It's kind of coming off one sided. And I don't think that that's right. I get that. I get that. I said that. I was like, maybe he is busy. So she was like, okay, I get the part that he's busy, but he never, when you don't never pick up the phone, not one time, not one time. And in her defense, she did say, hey, God forbid if I ever had to get into an emergency, she would not call him. She said she would call somebody else. You can't get mad because if she's been calling you and you don't pick up the phone, my first phone call will not be you, and I know you're not gonna pick up the phone. It would genuinely be somebody else that I know will pick up the phone because I need somebody in that moment. So it's like, why would you get mad? But then she was like, she would worry if he were to get mad. I said, okay, well, no disrespect, but if you know that this man not gonna pick up the phone, I would not let him be my first phone call, especially my phone dying. Hell no, my phone dying. I need somebody that's gonna know that I know is gonna come, to my rescue. Again, God forbid, because ain't nobody trying to have nothing happen. Only a man knowing nothing can give you all of his time. I get that. I get that. And I'm still trying to like, maybe he busy, but she's like, it's just the simple fact that he never, not one time ever picks up his phone. If somebody was to call me, I'm picking up my phone. I mean, that's just me. Don't call him and see how long it takes for him to realize. If he's still calling, he must answer sometimes. If she's still calling, he must answer sometime. That's the thing, he doesn't. So she was like, she's not gonna call him. There's been a time when she hasn't called him for days. And it's when I call her back, he won't do anything. She was like, so now she's asking her, so well, what is she doing? I said, it's not nothing you're doing. In that moment, he's busy. But her thing is, okay, well, if you're busy, if you can text me, you can pick up a phone call for maybe 5 4 3 minutes. She's not asking for the world. She's not asking for hours. She's asking for a few minutes. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm trying to get where both parties are coming from, how she feels, because again, how she feels still has to be respected, which is, she just wants to talk to you. Or sometimes, she just wants to hear his voice instead of her asking him through a text, say, how are you? Did you eat? She wants to talk to him, just see how he is mentally, just check on him, being him. And I get that. I would want somebody to check on me like that instead of texting me. And I feel like, communication is communication, but there's sometimes you just want to hear somebody's voice just to know that they are right. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that because I personally believe if something is wrong with somebody and they talk to you about it, I feel like they will feel better than anything else because they got to be able to speak to you about what was on their mind, and it wasn't all in a text. So I get both parties. I do. Is she happy with him? I don't know. I mean, hmm, best advice I could give, she got to fall back and do her. Who's gonna hurt? But if it, I said that. I'm keeping a buck. I said that. I did say, listen, don't let your happiness destroy your happiness. If you feel like this is not what you want because you've had conversation with him about it, nothing is being done. Like I always tell y'all, don't talk to you blue in the face. Do what you feel is best for you. If you feel like this is not it because things that you want, he's ignoring, but things that he wants, you have to give. Don't let your happiness destroy your happiness. I agree. She not doing something and another girl is. I don't know because she does do a lot. Like she's cooked for him, and she does things. She does feel that she could do more as a woman, which is fine and she gets that, but she wants that quality time to be able to give him more as a woman. And she just wants to get to know him more and spend more time with him, get to know him, do things with him. She wants them to go places so they can learn each other more. So I don't think her what more can she do? I'm confused. Am I tripping? Or he going through something and needs some space, I've noticed with men, let me tell you from my personal experience, I've noticed that men have a tendency of doing that because one of my guy friends did that. He, like me and him was like hitting each other up a lot, and then he just like stopped for like 6 months, and then he randomly texted me. I was like, "Who the hell is this?" Because I forgot. Because I don't, no disrespect, but if somebody don't text me within like 3 days, I'm deleting your number on my phone because I'm not gonna text you. And he was like, "Hey, I was going through something. I needed a break." I was like, "Oh, okay." Accurately, he thought that things were just gonna go right back to being normal. I was like, "Listen, you were going through something. You needed your space. You needed your time. I genuinely respect it, but things have changed for you and things have changed for me. So the way I used to hit you up and be around you and be cool with you and be at your house, I can't do things like that. So it feels slightly awkward when I'm around him, but other than that, I'm fine. Like I still wish him the best, but I can't personally for me, I can't deal with the on and off. Like, you coming into my life, you're leaving, you coming back and you're leaving. I can't deal with that. Like I've had so many men do that. And then, I was just like, you know what? If y'all can't tell me what's the matter, and I get it because I can't know everything that's wrong with you, but you can't keep coming in and out because things are changing for you and that's fine, but things are also changing for me. So when we click back together, it's not the same because maybe you going through something and maybe I'm not, or maybe you're not and I am. So I say just keep it consistent. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Consistency for me personally, consistency communication is key with everything. She probably judged him before he found someone else to talk to. That could be it. She probably expecting too much from him. That probably could be it too. The 4 questions you need to know. Is he kind? She said he's kind. And can you tell him everything? She does. You want to tell him you can see yourself being happy with him. She can. She can. She can see that. She does see that. She does think that he could be a great man because of just the timing that they've known each other. They've kind of clashed sometimes, which everybody does, but no excuses for her is that she wants something with this man. She wants this man to be her husband. She wants this man to be the father of her children. I'm like, okay, you're jumping the gun slightly. Push on the brakes. Just push on the brakes. It has not like their relationship has not been consistent. So like, you're gonna have to give it time. And if there are things that you don't like that he's not a blind by, but you are, I don't like when if a man asks me to turn my location on, if a man asks me to do this and do that, and I'm doing all the things that he's asking me, right? everything this man is asking me while still being a mom, while still working two jobs, while still being a daughter and a friend and a sister and all these things. And I'm still, abiding by the things that you want as a woman, but you can't give the same thing in return. I would have an issue that would be a red flag. And I would tell you, listen, if you cannot respect A, B, C, X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, respectfully, you got to go. I mean, seriously. No, no, no. She doesn't have any kids. He goes from time to time. If he going through something, that clear mind. That there's nothing wrong with stepping away and mentally checking on yourself because you feel like that's what you need. I'm fine with that. But when it's a consistency of being ghosted because you're going through something, and it would make someone feel like they don't trust you to speak on what's the matter or what's wrong or tell you like what's on their mind. That would make somebody feel some type of way, because especially, if you thinking in your mind, y'all close, y'all cool, y'all the homies, for a little minute, that's my homeboy, like, yo, that's my homegirl. It would mentally make you feel some type of way about your friendship. I've had a lot of men, you know, for me personally, I've had more men walk away from me because I didn't want to be intimate with them than I've had more men walk away because they've gone through something. I don't respect either one of them pertaining to a man getting upset because I don't want to be intimate with him. I've had that quite a few times. I just thought it was completely not okay. And I've had some men tell me to my face, like, hey, I want something more with you, so I can't be around you. I respect that more than anything. And I tell people all the time, don't stray from telling somebody something, because that could be the person that could be your listening ear, they could be your guardian angel. You just never know. But you do have to be careful with who you tell and what you tell. I get that. But I always say, have somebody that you can go to, because again, you have to mentally be able to be okay. That's all I'm saying. I just want everybody to mentally be okay. That's fine if you need time to yourself and you don't gotta tell nobody. But just be careful, be careful. And when you come back and you're the best you could be, nobody's knocking that. But somebody else may not be willing to accept, okay, well, you walked away for 6 months, you walked away for a year. So I respect that you had to, find you, and I get that, but someone else may not want to let you back in. It depends on the person, it depends on the person, it depends on what they're going through, because I promise you, it's not easy when it's in and out, in and out, in and out. That could really mess up, somebody's like vibe and aura and energy. It's like, no, if you're gonna be out, be out. If you're gonna stay in, stay in. If we ride until the wheels fall off, but we ride until these let's come all the way off, okay? Yeah, but you gotta have that trust. There has to be some sense of trust that's there. And sometimes you can trust a person so much to where you may feel like, well, damn, I really do tell you everything. And then you might be like, all right, I need to back off because whatever the reason may be. But it depends on the person. And if you keep being with them, would you drum into physical? She thinks, yeah, maybe she was just a tool to use. She did feel that way at first. She did feel like she was only being used for, but he clarified it up, and he told her, that's not what he wants it from her. I was like, well, you saw the way he's answering it. Don't keep pushing me, and now just let it go. He answered the question. Shut the hell up and leave it alone. um. So wait, if they aren't good for each other, the guy is too busy and the girl's too bored. She did say that her not going out with him or going out on dates with him was an issue and it was a problem. I said, okay, I'll get that. I'm the type of young woman, if I'm with you, I want to be seen with you. I want people to know, hey, I'm your lady, I'm your girl, this is, you know, that we are an item and we are a thing. I would feel some way if a man just tried to never take me somewhere. So I get that perspective and I even respect it. What's the problem? Why don't you want to be seen with me? Why don't you want to take me somewhere? And then when she does go out, he's asking her, oh, so you're here, so you're there. Respectfully speaking, if she's saying to you, hey, when she's off of work, she's asking you, can y'all do something? She's not getting it. He's telling her, hey, let him be a man, let him do it, let him naturally do it. She said that's fine, but she doesn't want to wait a particular time frame to where it's been 6 months and it's still nothing. They still haven't gone out or they still haven't done nothing. So I get her point, but then I'm looking at it from his perspective, which is okay. He wants to be the man. Let him be a man. So my question to her was, well, can y'all balance each other out? Because it's sounding like he's getting what he wants, but you're not getting what you want. It's not, it doesn't balance each other out. So is it that he don't have enough time to spend? It could be that as well, because he is a busy man. And her only issue was she was like, she's asked him, hey, you know how when you at work and you could take time off, like if you, cause some jobs do it like online, or some jobs do it like you put it in a book or something like that. She said that she's been at work because she has one job. She was like, I've been at work and I've asked him, hey, can we do something a month ahead of time, weeks ahead of time, days ahead of time. And I was like, okay, well, if you're still not getting nothing and you have spoken to him about this and it's still nothing, I would feel away. I would, because if I'm saying to you, hey babe, can we go somewhere a month from now? And you're telling me, yeah, let me check my calendar, but you never get back to me that day coming, then you see that I'm somewhere. Respectfully speaking, I would not want a man to ask me, well, where am I? Because in her mind, she's saying to herself, okay, well, yes, I'm out, but it could have been with you because I asked you a month ago. So I'm like, I I get that point, but then I'm still trying to jump on his bandwagon, which is okay. Well, if he's busy, he's busy, and to me, I think he probably could be planning something big for her. That's what I think. But I did say, hey, well, maybe he's trying to plan something for you, but you just gotta hold on just a little bit longer. So I'm still trying to see his perspective and still work with him and still give him the benefit of the doubt because she likes him. And I was like, okay. You like somebody, you like somebody. It was new, it's cute. It's like, oh my goodness, you get butterflies. And your stomach is cute. Man, if I dog a female out and she stick around, who really to blame? Oh, well, dang. If I know I can walk you through fire, I'm walking you through the fire with the leash on. That's a little harsh, but speak the truth. No judgment. Speak the truth. Speak the truth. Go ahead, player. What the guy doing? Like, if he want to date, then he needs to make time for his girl and needs to go. It's like everything you guys are saying, I'm saying, but I'm still trying to say, well, okay, you like him, right? She's in her mind, she think that it's another woman. She is thinking that's okay. Well, if I were you, I would ask him straight up. I would ask him, hey, if it's somebody else, please leave me alone. Please let me go because she don't want to deal with that. And if she genuinely likes you, she's cooking for you. You've been over her house. So what's the name of, she okay, already. So what is it? Now she just wants to get to know you on a deeper level, you more on a personal level. And it's like you're strained from everything she wants, but she has to run everything you want. She's thinking it's another woman. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think the same thing too. I'm just saying I do. I genuinely think that it is another woman. Um, I don't know, but I know she did say that, it was something had to change. Now she's not giving him a time frame to him. She's gonna give it to herself. So she said a time frame of a month. If things don't change in a month, she's going to walk away. and she's going to wash her hands. And I told her, still be respectful. I was like, even if you feel like you don't want to tell him, you don't, due to the way he's treating you. I said, but just you being the bigger person, just tell him like, listen, you weren't making me happy. You weren't giving me the things that I was asking for, and I gave you everything that you wanted when you asked for it, and it just didn't work out. Or I was like, you could just simply say, I wish you the best. It wasn't working for me, and I said, like, you don't even gotta explain yourself because why explain yourself when you've been explaining yourself? So I feel like when someone gives you, sorry, my phone is off. Um, what's so special about eating out and being skinny versus eating again? And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with being around other people and just being with each other in the moment. Somebody don't always want to be in a house. I mean, I'm pretty sure people want to go out from time to time and, just enjoy themselves, enjoy their surroundings, enjoy other people. I don't think that that's a crime, but she is a homebody and that's fine. But there's nothing wrong with being out. So that's like saying, why be on a vacation when you could be home? Some people like being on vacation. Some people like going out and enjoying themselves again with people or trying new foods or trying different things or taking a walk in the park. There is nothing wrong with those things. You know what I mean? She just wants to be seen like, okay, this is my man. What's wrong with wanting to show the world your partner? What's wrong with that? Because listen, I show the world my son, okay? All I'm saying, they need to make time for each other. I said that. I said, so where is the time for him? Is he making it for you? She doesn't feel like that. I said, well, have you had this conversation? She did say that she had this conversation. I said, okay, well, listen, you feel like the things that you're saying to me, you said to him. This is where she was like, his clock is ticking. I can't disagree because if I had a conversation with you and I asked you to fix something, or if I told you, hey, I'm feeling a way about something and it hasn't changed, your clock will be ticking because there's only so much that I can keep saying, hey, I have an issue, I have a problem. If you're not gonna give it to me, somebody else will. So mhm. Again, you say yang. It's just balance. I agree. Balance is the key for a perfect date. I agree. Sounds like Bud is choosing her to get his. Oh, okay. So he slash her is good enough because they not too much, but not too little. I don't know. I did tell her she had a phone conversation with him today. She's like, it's odd that, whenever I call you, you never pick up. And he had a reason. She said, okay. But she was like, it's still bothering her. And I don't think that that's fair to say, hey, this is what's bothering me. And it's a simple, okay, well, when I'm free, I'll call you. But are you actually going to put effort into it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to actually do these things? So she said, his time is ticking. I said, listen, I'm going to back off. I'm going to let you do what you do. And again, don't let your happiness destroy your happiness. If you feel like there's somebody out there that will accommodate you and your feelings and your emotions and what you're going through and your do's and your don't, each his own. Optimistic, good idea. She probably don't want accept the fact that she just another item, some a property in his eyes. I mean, I will hope not. I genuinely hope not. Do you really think if dating someone that isn't there? I don't think so. I think that you should have somebody that is there. Even if I'm gonna say what somebody said on here, even if y'all do things in the house and y'all vibe alone, that's fine. But at some point, at some time, somebody gonna want to go somewhere. They're gonna want to go to a restaurant. They're gonna wanna go to Hawaii or Africa or Egypt, or they're gonna wanna go somewhere with you. And when you don't make that time and you don't make that effort, and her friend circle does, when something happens or she clicks with somebody, you could have been there. Sometimes people set their own relationships up for failure because they just refuse to accept how a woman and or a man feels. Both parties cannot be ignored. Like you have to respect my feelings, and I have. Let me put it like to you like this: you don't have to, but when she walks away, don't sit there and say, "Oh well, she was dealing with this mother the whole time. This that she was dealing with." No, she gave you time. She gave you warnings. She listen. How much more do you need a woman to say, and how much more do you need a man to say? How much more do you need a woman to do? If I'm coming to you and I'm telling you this is what's wrong. This is what's the matter. There is no balance. I don't get to see you like that. I don't get to talk to you like that. You never pick up when I call you. Something isn't right. And she don't, and that's what I said, okay. You think it's another woman? I agree. Hands down, flat out said I agree. But what I don't want you to do is let your thoughts start to run wild, and then things that you thinking are just way out of the blue, and that's not nothing that he's doing. So give him time. I said, but don't give him too much time because again, nobody's getting younger. We're all getting older. So, she wants kids, she wants a family, she wants that stability and that foundation. And I get it. I get it. So if you're not gonna do it, let her go and let somebody else who is gonna do it. I mean, I don't understand. Hello, sweetie. How can I marry you? You can go for walks, picnics. Don't need to eat around a bunch of people. I agree. Okay, let me tell y'all. I am a picnic master. Okay, I will pack me a picnic and pack my ass and go to the park. Okay, I've been out with my son a lot of times. So for me, I like doing, little things like that, like walking the parks or picnics or just holding hands while we watching like, the sun go down or the sun come up, or we're just taking a walk on the beach alongside of the water. Things like that. It don't have to be where we spending money all the time. It could be intimate and it's still just me and you. And then we can go home and make love like no other. You know what I mean? We could get that adult connection. We could get that one-on-one. We could get that intertwinement with each other. We can get it with each other. But it has to be a balance. That to me, balance, communication is extremely important because I do genuinely believe that you need those things. When it comes to intimacy, if I don't have that with you, that connection is not gonna be there because I have to know can call on you when something is wrong. I could call on you when something is right, or I can just overall in general just call you. If I'm being an adult with you on an intimate level, I'm going to need you to show me something. The same way you want need me to show you something, and whatever you ask me to show you, let me show you before I show you this. Okay, show me that you can be there. I'll show you I can be there. Because again, the same I can't ask a man to come in with something. I'm not giving him whatever I'm coming in with. If my man is coming in with 10 more things, I'm gonna bust my ass to make sure I'm on that same level. Or I'd be damned if I let him see me not try. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that intimacy, that had it's something has balance has to be there before intimacy. That's just my opinion and my thought on it. Sure, all for sure. But the restaurant thing I don't get my BM and my bump over this all the time. Because there's nothing wrong with wanting to go out. And like I tell people, for me, if a man take me out, I don't mind bringing my own money. I will bring my own money. I will pay for myself. I'll even drive my own car there. You know what I'm saying? It's just you want to just be out. Why am I thinking my phone about to die? Or am I tripping? Am I bugging? It just pop off anytime. So I watch people keep an eye on emergency exits if need to. It Listen, let me say something. Something can happen to you in your home. You can be sitting in your home minding your business, a damn tree could fall in your house. Somebody could be trying to get inside. Anything can happen anywhere. When you are no longer safe at church, you are no longer safe. Period. You're not even safe in your own home, your own car. You probably not even safe around the damn people that you hanging with. But you look into your life like, oh yeah, this my homie, not even knowing not the slightest idea that dude really don't like you. Or you look into your right like, oh yeah, this my homegirl, not even thinking that girl probably really don't like you. You have to be listen, let me tell you something. My circle is so small, my shit not even a goddamn circle. Period. Okay? It's not. It's not even a circle. It's a damn crescent. Look, if you take someone who isn't there, the couple is gonna have more problems than before. I agree. Oh, my phone ain't about to die. My kid is the problem. Sounds like situationship. Oh, I have a cute nose. I do. I love my nose. I think it's so pretty. It's making time for such. I agree. M- Men, we simple. It's your female who want all this action and you married. Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with wanting a woman that's gonna be there, be your ride or die, that's gonna cook a whole nice home cooked meal for you, that's gonna know how to back out when you want her to, where you want her to, however you want her to. But a man should definitely give the same thing in return, you know? Or if you tap on my shoulder at night, I should just be able to roll over and give you what you want. And okay, I should be able to do these things for you even if I'm tired. I want you to see I'm tired, but I'm putting in effort. Or, I'm tired from what we just did last night, but I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna make you some nice homemade breakfast. I'm gonna wash these kids, get these kids to school, clean out this house, be nice and fresh and extra ready for you. Okay, when you come home at night, with a nice home cooked meal when you walk through the door. Your bathtub water is ran, your pajamas is out, your dinner is cooked, your dessert is ready. What more do you need? Baby's asleep, clean house. I'm not bringing no this as soon as you open the door. As soon as you open the door, it's hi, babe. How was your day? I want you to eat so I can put this thing all on you, so I can put you to sleep, so you can get ready to go to work and have a good ass day at work. And even when you wake up in the morning, I might wake you up myself. Okay, like you just some balance has to be there. It has to be a sense of balance and trust, communication, honesty. It it just comes with it. And you got to ask yourself, okay, well, am I ready to deal with this? Do I want to deal with all these things or no? I'm straight. It comes with the balance. She need to stay around for however long I need her to if she want me. Well, let me tell you. Okay, tell me, what's up? I'm from Argentina and I meet go wife. And I need go wife who walk into the life quarter with me head to head and make our each other. I can respect that. Is all that decent and doable. Nothing wrong with showing the other first. That ain't funny. So you gotta get to someone to say, so you gotta be you should be, what the hell? So let me get this straight. Somebody on here just said, so you gotta be into somebody to see with them first. I would want to be into somebody with them first. What? True, but it's me and you at home, not 40 strangers. And I get that, but still, where is just that time outside? There is nothing wrong with somebody wanting to be outside. You guys, there's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to be outside. Like it's when that's another thing, you already feel these people energy off and have some type of issues. I believe that much could be true, but it's at the end of the day, it's about you and her, not about everybody else. I can just wake up. Oh wait, or I could just wake you up with it already in you. It's funny, depending on the body type. It's okay. I disagree. For me, I don't want to just have it with somebody. I want to make love to me. Okay, I want this man to know you ain't going nowhere because I don't put it on your ass so good that you don't want to go nowhere. You know, you don't you know, and You just so I don't want to just have. I want to make love to this man all day, all night, whenever he wanted, however he wanted, wherever he wanted, as long as we're not around them 40 strangers. Okay. Listen, I'm willing to be all for you and for nobody else. I mean, that's just me. If I'm dealing with you on a ooh type level, I'm dealing with you on a ooh type level. That's it. That's it. Don't nobody else need to know what we're doing. That's it. But we know what we're doing. We know. We know what we do. We know what we're doing. My off limits is I'm gonna be real particular with what I say is back here this way. That's a no-no. I don't believe that's where a man should go. I don't believe in that at all. I disagree. Um, no, that I'm not. What you mean three? Is one, two, where's the third one? Please don't tell me three. No. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta go get something. I'm still just give me a second. Oh, okay. 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 And Sierra, live up, live up, live up, live up, live up. I need some Vaseline. It's starting because my lips are giant, and I'm hungry. Oh, my lips are dry. Good Jesus, Father God in heaven, help me. Oh Lord, mm, my lips are dry, honey. Oh, my lips are dry. I have a habit. It's really it's like off and I don't think it's supposed to be. So I do it. Finally, what did I just do? Oh Lord, please. Did I cut the wrong light off? Oh, okay. I'm not got that light on. You need to keep game. Right. Sorry, I'm back. Let me see. What we talking about? Um, I just certain things I just will not do. Okay. So I'm gonna put it to you like this: when it comes to intimacy with a man, I do believe everybody has their off limits. Everybody has a thing that they don't like or something that they don't want somebody touching or feeling or exploring. By telling me no, no means no. That's it. Like if I tell you no, don't even do it. Yeah. It's not. Because again, everybody has their limits. There's nothing wrong with being freaky for your man. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have things that you are just not willing to do, there's things that you don't have to do them. You don't. But again, that's why I feel like an adult conversation needs to be had about what you will and won't do. But that's why I'm telling you guys, for me, communication. Because I have to be able to communicate with you and let you know, hey, these are things that are off limits. There's not I'm not contradicting myself because I'm talking in that manner. That's fine. I'm willing to do, things for my man, which is fine. But there are things and limits and areas that you are not going to be touching or no, you're not doing that. Again, it boundaries and a balance. I'm pretty sure a man don't want no woman finger somewhere where it shouldn't be at. Okay? And I'm not gonna say it on here because they're gonna try to cut my little behind off. But no, men have things that they don't want a woman doing to them, and I get it. Everybody has something to where they're gonna say nah. Like I'm not doing none of that. Like you crazy? Why does it look like my son got ready down here? And I think he did. Have you tried the back door? Absolutely not. I'm not doing it. Then how you gonna marry them? It's called a conversation. Like what? I don't think somebody wants to be your bitch. I think that's a bit much, respectfully. I said no. I did answer your question. I said no, I've never done that, and I'm not gonna let somebody do that to me because that part of your body does not belong near that part of my body. It just doesn't. Again, I believe an adult conversation needs to be had when it comes to intimacy because there are things a man don't want and there are things a woman don't want. And I feel both parties need to be respected. You can't force something on someone who doesn't want to do something. And that's not something I've ever done. And respectfully, that's not something I would ever do. Now if a man wants to do something different, that's fine. But there are things that I have that are off limits and I'm not gonna do them. And I tell people all the time, if a man feels like, you know what, hey, I want you to do more things, and I tell you I'm not willing to do it, I would respectfully tell you, listen, these things that you want, I respect it. It's not for me, and I genuinely wish you well. And when I see you, hi, how you doing? And that's it. Again, it don't gotta be, oh, that mother didn't my like it don't gotta be none of that. It's just you just didn't agree. But the good thing is you had the conversation before you even went that far. God put it on you to feel up with. No, thank you. That's your perspective. I respect your perspective on it. I respect your opinion. I'm going to respectfully disagree because that's not what I would want for myself. That's all I'm saying. Somebody said I offer my heart to you and the like for you. That is so sweet. So if you was my why in your sleep and now sneak it in, will you divorce me or still love me till death do us part or however? I would not respect a man who does not respect a woman's intimacy boundaries, and I don't respect a woman who doesn't respect a man's intimacy boundaries because that could mentally mess with somebody. Like if you want something and that's not something I want, and I've made it very clear, we've had conversations and we've spoken about it and you've agreed, all respect will be lost because you're doing something that I'm telling you, hey, I don't have a sense of comfortability with. I've spoken to you about it, so there's nothing wrong with it. You keep saying why because there are just things I personally am not willing to try, just like you probably aren't willing to be able to try. But there are certain things I'm not doing. And again, I'm gonna respect, how you feel, which is fine. You want to try different things. Nobody's not knocking that. That's fine. Everybody don't want to try the back door. Everybody don't want somebody in their back door. Okay, I love y'all. I do, but there are just certain things personally for myself when it comes to intimacy I am not doing. It's just I can't because I have a sense of comfortability of and again, I'm not against trying new things, but there are certain things I just personally would never try. You know what I mean? So that's just not for me personally speaking. And that's fine if everybody else wants to try it. You may like it. That's fine. If you don't want to do something, because this goes for a man or a woman. If a man don't want to do something or if a woman don't want to do something, I personally would respect what they're asking of me when it comes to, especially somebody's body, off limits. Respect what they're asking for. That's just how I would respect it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely would respect. Like one of my friends, few of my guy friends don't like kissing. I don't get it. I don't know why. They've had women like try to kiss them during intimacy and it's they don't like it. I don't know why. I was like, that's just something that y'all just don't like, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Wait, what? Oh Lord. So you had bad experience before, sure. You had bad experience for sure. No comment. So we can bring another girl and then I don't believe in that. I'm not sharing my body with a woman. Respectfully speaking, I don't get down like that, And again, if anybody else does, that's fine because that's what you want for yourself. I am strictly, you know what? Respectfully, that is it. I love everybody for who they are and what they choose to do and what they choose to be in their life. Certain things to me, I'm not doing. That's something like a three. You know what? I will never do that. I'm not doing it. Princess, hi, you're back on here. How are you doing? I do know you said what type of issues you were. Excuse me, you guys, real fast. This message is for Princess. You did say what type of issues you had earlier. I'm not going to say because I don't know if you want me to say it to everybody, but I'm pretty sure you probably should not be doing that. So you're definitely going to be in my prayers. But happy birthday because my son's birthday is tonight. Let me start there. But you just got to be careful and take care of yourself. All love, Princess. Just be careful, my love. So beside the back door, you're willing to begin me. I'm going to move on. Well, I tell you if I like that. I like that. If that's what you want to think, you can think that. But Nicholas, I love that. And sometimes you get a man and a woman, and they love hard, and then they love when they sleep, meaning that they're willing to go that extra mile for you. And I just genuinely believe that in order for there to be balance, in order for there to be respect and honesty and a connection, a conversation has to be had, no matter who you are, who you decide to be. A conversation needs to be had when it comes to you and your body, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, because you will want someone to know this is my comfort zone. These are things I'm not willing to try. And just ask someone, if these are things that you are willing to accept, me as a person and me as me, we can do this. If we cannot, I'm going to respectfully wish you the best. I believe a conversation is the best thing because you don't want to get in that moment and get in that mood, and then there's no conversation, and then people are doing things, man or woman, and it's uncomfortable to both parties. I believe a conversation is what can fix the situation, and that's just my personal opinion. Again, I respect everybody's opinion on here, and when you guys are trying, that's fine. Because again, everybody is different. Everybody has different likes and dislikes and tastes and things of that nature, and that's cool. Because I respect everybody's opinion. I may disagree, but you feel how you feel. I'm gonna completely respect it. I just have a different way. That is true for me. But I get it. Men, we are dogs. If my girl or wife, I'll expect you to fulfill my duty. I don't like. Okay, I'm going to just leave it there. Love is love for me. If I love you and will like that forever. And if I get divorced or you, I will love you forever. That's sweet. That's very, very sweet. I don't see nothing wrong with the conversation. I don't think that anything is wrong with the conversation about, you with someone else. And again, I personally would want to know, someone's likes and dislikes when it comes to their body and their intimacy. So it depends on the person. It genuinely does depend on the person. Mm, I appreciate the interaction with the conversation. I genuinely will give her, the things that you guys said, and I hope that she can take it from there and hope that she can make the right decision for herself, with all of you guys' advice. So I do want to say thank you on her behalf and thank you for actually engaging in the conversation tonight. I thought this was a really good live and I had a good time. No, it was just, people giving their honest opinions and, things that they like and, their boundaries and things that they will do. And I respect it. I respect everybody's opinion. I never want nobody to feel like they're being disrespected or ignored. That's not the case. We all are just different people. Everybody has, different things that they like and they don't like. And that's cool. I will always respect you guys. I will always love you guys. And I will always be me for you guys. I will never fake the fun for anybody. So thank you for engaging in the conversation. I am hungry. I'm going to go get something to eat. Y'all have a blessed night. Have a safe night. This was a good live. I really enjoyed the conversation. I definitely did enjoy the interaction. I hope that we can do this more often. And I love you guys. Have an amazing Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. Be careful, turn up, be true, and but most importantly, do what's best for you. Good night, and I love you guys. Bye, guys.